So let's get it started. First and foremost, before we start, what are your favorite teams? You haven't mentioned it yet. I'm sure a lot of people want to know.
Okay, so if I had to say my favorite teams, I'll give my four favorite teams. This in no particular order: Steelers, Dolphins, Vikings, and Ravens. On paper, those are my favorite teams.
Steelers, Dolphins. You really like the Vikings and Ravens, you said?
Yep, those are my four. On
All right.
paper.
Nice, man. Yeah. I would in my opinion, if I would change that up. I wouldn't put Eddie's team. Not because I don't think Eddie's a good player, because I think he's one of the best players in Done Deal and in Miami Flag, in my opinion. I think he gets a lot of flack for the things that for things that are beyond his control. But I like the Rams. I think the Rams, once Nico comes in, having Forrest as your third best option, he's he's a really good player when he's consistent. He's just inconsistent. And then Nico, playing defense with Danny rushing, Forrest, David, and Nico on defense, I feel like that's a problem. And I think that, once they get Nico back, I
I
think
would
it's gonna be really
say
good.
the Rams would be my fifth team. The Rams and the Seahawks are probably 5 and 6.
Yeah,
And
man.
I like the Rams, and I really like David in Done Deal. I think David's one of the best players in Done Deal. He knows how to win in it.
Yeah, he knows how to play the system well, and he has chemistry with Forrest. He played in the tournament with Forrest. He has chemistry with his brother, obviously.
Yep.
So let me put my phone on vibrate. So they obviously have all that set. All right, let's get started. So let's just start kicking it off right now, man. Our first game of the week. We have 4 sets of games for the 8 p.m. slate. We have Jets and Vikings,
Okay.
and we have Titans, Rams, Falcons, Steelers, Bucks, Raiders. So let's start with Jets and Vikings. What do you like about this game? Who do you got?
I got the Vikings. I would say if I had to give a score prediction, probably 4-2.
Okay.
But it's going to be a good game. I think both teams are really well-rounded. Drew showed in week 1, from what I saw, the little I saw, that he could throw the ball. And I didn't even know that Drew had an arm or anything like that. And I think it's all going to come down to, I just think the Vikings are a more complete team with you, Timmy, Pat, and Andy. That's one of my favorite cores in the league. And I think it just comes down to the fact that you guys score every time and you get ball first.
Yeah, man. I would be inclined to agree with you. I think Vikings, we had 3 times that we didn't score, and one of them was because the time ran out, and the other 2 was mental errors. It wasn't like that Andy made a bad mistake or anything. There were just like missed snaps that one had like sailed over the head. The other one was like an incomplete one. But yeah, we scored I think 15 points out of 16. So I think honestly Andy really impressed in week 1. I didn't think that he was a bad quarterback by no means, but I didn't think that he was going to be that effective and that the chemistry with me was going to be so good, especially considering that, I'm not traditionally a receiver. I know a lot of people have said that a shit ton of times, but I'm not traditionally a receiver. And, but having Timmy on the underneath and people having to respect Pat opened up a lot of opportunities for me. And like I said, in defense, Andy doesn't make mistakes for tier 4. That's exactly what you need. And, alternating rushers, Timmy and I is really, really good. With Pat at safety, it works out well. That's not to take away from Manny either. Manny's phenomenal. That being said, I'm not a fan of the Jets. I don't think the Jets in the long run are going to be a good team. And that's not an insult. Anything that I say in this video is not an insult to anybody personally. I'm just doing football takes. I think Drew is a good player. He's one of the best corners I've ever played with, but I'm not sold on him as a quarterback. And Alpha on defense is a little sus. I think the key to having that team make the playoffs is Enzo. If Enzo's in shape and Enzo's effective on offense and defense, then I think that they have a shot at the playoffs and going deep. But it's also highly dependent on if Drew can play consistent quarterback. And I've seen him play quarterback in Done Deal already a few times. He played with them. I think the last time that he was the Jets, I think they were the Raiders, and it was Drew, and they didn't make playoffs. Or if they did make playoffs, they lost the first round. So let's see. Hopefully, but this game, in my opinion, I got it 4-2 Vikings.
Yep, I'm good with that. So next game is Steelers Falcons. So kind of same way you asked me what you like about this, score prediction, and just outcome of the game.
Yeah, so I think the best way to go about this is to kind of give like an in-depth opinion of what I think each team is, and then And then, afterwards, when we do their second game, I don't have to go as in depth because I already mentioned it in the first game. Same with you. So that way it'll go by quicker. The second set of games when we start having repeat teams. So what are the two teams right now?
Um, uh, Sorry, I missed the game. Rams and Titans.
Rams, Titans. Oh man, PD has a messed up hand. I don't know if you knew that, but he had surgery on his hand. He's playing quarterback. Is he going to be a consistent quarterback? That remains to be seen. I mean, he's a great player in Top Gun, and he's historically one of the best players in South Florida, but he hasn't shown that he can win a done deal even one game. Anthony, I'm glad that they're doing the change if they do it, because Anthony outside is phenomenal, and I think that he will definitely make if they bunch up and they go downfield in bunch formation, they can really pick apart that defense, especially considering that Nico can't keep up with Anthony's speed or misdirection, and Forrest, his football IQ is not strong enough to keep up with Anthony. But at the end of the day, I think that the Rams are the most complete team in my opinion, and David, he will find time. I think Bender is going to be rushing him. So he'll have all the time in the world. No offense to Bender. I think Bender's a phenomenal player, just not on defense. And I think he's have all the time in the world. And I think that one, in my opinion, I already know who's going to win. But let's hear your take.
So I'm gonna take kind of a similar take. I didn't know about PD, but I like the Rams. Like I said earlier, I think, like you said, they're a complete team. David's brother. I really like Nico, and then Forrest. From the videos I've seen of him, he's a good player. I know a little bit more about the Titans because everyone played last season. I've, of course, seen PD and Ant several times in my life. I think that they have the knowledge to play the game, but they don't have knowledge in done deal yet, if that makes sense. Both are rookies per se, even though I know PD played the tournament. But like you said, PD didn't win a game. Even though I had them ranked the top team, they didn't win a single game. And similar to what you said, I think the Rams take this. And it comes down to me, David knows how to win, like I said earlier, and he's going to figure out how to exploit the Titans and get a win.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with the Titans is they don't have an identity.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams, David is a quarterback. Danny is the one that blows the top off with Forrest, and now obviously I think Nico is going to fit it perfectly. It's technically his week one. I think he's going to fit perfectly into that system. And at the end of the day, Titans, in a scenario where you have Bender rushing, Marco, PD, and Anthony on defense, I just don't think they have enough firepower defensively and offensively to keep up with some of the better teams like the Steelers, like I feel like the Vikings, Eddie's team, all these teams. I don't think that they can keep up. I think that they're going to make a change after week 2. I suspect a trade, but right now I have that game going 4-2 as well. And I think that David and the Rams just go full throttle and beat them.
Yep, I'm with that. 4-2.
All right, man. So the next game that we have available is 1 second, I'm pulling it up here. We have Falcons at Steelers. Man, this is gonna be a rough one. All right, Falcons and Steelers.
I'm gonna agree with you, but I will say this: Steelers. I don't think this is a game they drop, but they have only 4 this week. They don't have Randolph, so they're gonna be shorthanded. But we all know that the Steelers have Joe on. The Falcons are kind of in a weird predicament in the sense they have 3 quarterbacks, don't have a true leader. It's going to be rough. I'm going to put it to you that way. The Steelers are, no matter the way you put it, if it's just your brother, Laz, Ernie, and Joan, they're still loaded. They don't have a tier 5. I think it's going to be rough, like you said.
I think, in my opinion, if they had drafted Andy instead of Alec, I don't think Andy was available, but I'm just giving an example. Someone that has the football IQ to know how to call plays, read defenses and stuff. I honestly think they go 3-1, 4-0 last week. I just don't understand how a team with Kareem, Marshall, and Anthony doesn't score points. I think they scored 7 points in 4 games. It was really, really rough. Yeah. With my brother underneath, although I give my brother a lot of flack, I think that my brother is a really good player, especially at his age. He's 32 going on 33. And then with Kareem and Marshall, those guys, they're gonna make plays. And the fact that Alec, he is hurt. I spoke to him this afternoon. I gave him a call just to check in on him, and and he was telling me that he's a little bit hurt. He doesn't know if he's going to play this week. Honestly, as messed up as this sounds, I think him not playing this week is going to benefit them more than it hurts them, um, because of the fact that he's injured. If he was playing as a center and he was healthy, I think that I think he Jones showed that Alec could play really really well this league. Now that being said, against a team like the Steelers, I know that Joan understands done deal. As much as I have a lot of things to say about Joan, I think he definitely understands done deal, and he really breaks it down, and he makes it easy for even the most mediocre of players to be really really good and excel. And that's not to say that the players that they have right now are mediocre, because I think Ernie's a hell of a player. I think Anthony's a hell of a player. Lazaro TBD, because I don't really know him and I haven't really looked at his game that well, but he's going to make people, he's going to score. I think he's going to score 14, 15, 16 touchdowns this week. Um, this game, I think he's going to easily win. I don't think it's going to matter that. Actually, you know what? Jeremy's throwing.
Yeah.
And everyone hates on Jeremy. And
well, I've never seen him play quarterback, so I can't.
No, I'm high on Jeremy. I think Jeremy is a great player. And I think Jeremy, if he learned football from a young age, he had, I know this sounds crazy and blasphemous, I think he would have had Top Gun potential. People are really, really, really hard on him because he says stupid things on the chat, but I say stupid things on the chat. Half the people there say stupid things on the chat, but I think Jeremy is one of the best teammates I've ever had. When Jones said that he wasn't invested, that he's not invested in, I don't know if you saw the hot seat. When he said that Jeremy's not an invested player, I mean, that, at least in my personal experience, could not be further from the truth. We're still in our Dolphins chat. We still talk in our Dolphins chat. It's me, Ray, Timmy, Jeremy, and Molly, and we still talk every once in a while on that chat. And Jeremy's one of the best teammates I've ever had. He knows how to read the field. If I tell him a post, he'll flatten out a post if he sees that the safety's playing deep. So I think that you know what? I'm saying the Falcons win that game. I'm gonna go with an upset, and I'm gonna say that the Falcons win that game. I think that Jeremy is gonna come in focused. I know I have high expectations. Jeremy, please don't disappoint me.
Out of all the upset picks you could have, you're picking this one.
No, you know what? I'm picking it because I don't think, especially that they don't have Randolph. That means Laz has to cover somebody, and Laz
or rush.
Okay, if he's rushing.
Okay, so let's say a predicament. Alec and Randolph are both out. They go 4-on-4. You have Laz cover Tony, Joan cover Marshall probably, and then
Ernie can't cover Kareem. I love Ernie. Ernie is one of my favorite rushers. He's one of my favorite people in Dundee. He can't cover Kareem. Come on, bro. He can't cover Kareem.
I've seen highlights of Kareem, so I'm gonna give Ernie the benefit of the doubt.
And at the end of the day, the biggest decision, I mean, the biggest thing is that he's gonna have to call plays, and he's gonna have to have play calling on his own, where he reads the defense and goes, okay, I have to do this. He's never been able to just do that on his own. He's always had a Remy. I mean, the seasons that I've been here, he's always had a Remy. He's had a me. He's had a me again. So he hasn't had someone that he hasn't been able to take the reins. Do I think he can call his own plays? No, but I know people that have reached out to him already and given him plays. So I feel pretty confident. Well, one of those people was me. I feel pretty confident that that he can make it. I think he wins. Them playing Iron Man. Both teams are playing Iron Man, because if Alec is out, both teams are playing Iron Man. I think that the Falcons win. I think it's going to be an ugly game, and it's going to be 3-2. And I picked the Falcons.
Okay, I'll take
the
4-1.
4-1?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yep.
You know what? Oh, man,
look,
I'm a big Jeremy fan.
I'm not high on the Falcons at all. I had them 13th in my power ranking post draft. I don't like their team. I don't think they have an identity, like you said, for the Titans. I don't think they do. They don't have a true leader. Yes, the team, and I'm just high on Jeremy as everybody else, but at corner, I like him at corner a lot.
Yeah, he's a really good corner. Yeah. I think he's a really good corner at his tier.
Yep, he doesn't miss flags. He picked me off last year. I'm really high on Jeremy at corner, not a quarterback.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's remains to be seen, because the last time someone saw Jeremy at quarterback, most of the captains were not in done deal. The only captains that were in Done Deal this year that were captains that year were me and Drew. That's it. No, and Kareem was a captain as well. So Kareem knows his potential, but those are the only three people. None of these, red zone. I hate saying it, red zone guys or Top Gun guys. Um, were there,
Mm.
and he made it to the championship as a quarterback. He made it to the championship, and it was a league that was very competitive, two through to 2 through 12. The top ranked team, which was obviously the Browns, they dominated the league. Now I'm not trying to be cocky. Like I swear to God, it's not me trying to be like a douchey, but if the Browns weren't constructed, I think that their team, which I think were the Patriots, win the whole thing. It just so happened that it was me and Ricky that fell in together. So essentially, it was that two captain thing that people, yeah, it's like essentially two captains. And it wasn't that we traded, it's just that I just didn't become a captain. Brett became a captain over me, and Brett didn't draft me. Ricky, like Brett literally had first pick or like third pick. And I told him, I was like, Brett wanted to draft me. And I told him, if you don't go first pick, Ricky's going to get me. He's like, no, I don't think Ricky's going to go for you. I'll draft you in the third pick. And I was like, all right. And Ricky drafted me first pick. But that's history, man. Right now, we want to focus on these games. And like I said, I think that Jeremy, focused, I think he really makes a difference. And I want to get him an upset here, and I think that he will. So bring up the next game. What do we got?
Raiders Bucks. I like this game.
I'm going to grab more alcohol because I need it. 1 sec. I'm just bringing the ingredients to me so I don't have to get up anymore. Good enough to drink yet, Nico?
No, well, in Pennsylvania, I'm legally allowed to drink.
Oh, nice, man. How are the college parties over there? Are they actually listening to COVID or no?
No. Dude, I like knock on wood. Thank God I haven't gotten it yet.
My whole group of friends, like our whole cluster, got COVID. Like 9 of us. I mean, I didn't because I've already had it twice. Right. But most of my friends got it.
Dude, if you think about it, we were traveling so much during COVID.
Yeah, man. Especially for tournaments and stuff, it's crazy.
Yeah, okay. So the next game we have is the Raiders and Bucks. So the Raiders now are one of my favorite teams. Like not like top 6, but I think the difference of Louis Satiri going from quarterback to receiver is ginormous.
Yeah, night and day.
It's enormous. And then I had them ranked 14th before because I know we've said this word a lot, and it's a really good word, especially for Done Deal. Like each team, you need to figure out the identity. You need to figure out leader. You need to figure out quarterback. You need to figure out who's going to call plays, who's going to call defense. That's half the reason of being a captain is that you should know all this. You should figure it out. Like this is all stuff that goes into it that people really don't think about. Yeah. So I think now that Lewis got himself a quarterback, yes, he traded Willie, but he got himself a quarterback. He go to receiver. JD's still not horrible on defense. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say he can cover tier 3s. He can cover tier 3s.
Yeah, most tier 3s. Most tier 3s.
Yeah. Most tier 3s, and Lewis has 2 of the top tier. Well, one tier, bottom tier 4, and then
yes, Julian, and they have Julian.
And they have but I would say they have 2 top tier 5s. That's the way I would say it.
Who do they have?
Gabe
and who?
Gabe and Nick.
Yeah, okay. They're not bad. They're good players.
Yeah, they're good players. So, I mean, I really like this Raiders team now, and I think they're going to do well. And the Bucks are without Mo. Willie, like John said yesterday on the hot seat, hasn't played quarterback in ages, and they're in shambles.
You know what? But the thing is, I've never seen Willie throw, ever. But the fact that Joan said that he used to play quarterback and he's been successful at it, kind of makes me think of like, man, maybe they made a right decision, going for Willie. Look, at the end of the day, I think the biggest problem with the Bucks last week was that they don't have the proper play calling. And I think in Done Deal, it's absolutely important to have proper play calling. JD, if he has a captain that calls plays effectively, he's proven to be successful in this league. The problem is, I don't know Mo in a huddle. I don't. I've barely played with him, but I can't picture Mo or Dax calling plays and reading a defense and saying, all right, this is what we need to do. in order to be effective this drive. And sometimes it's ugly. Look, my offense has always been ugly.
Yeah.
But what I do is I focus on a mismatch. And you've done it too. Joan does it too. Way better and more uh, eloquently than I can because I don't have the arm strength that you guys have. But
Not necessarily, dude. Your offense works for Done Deal better than you
no,
are. Like
the
top
the
three group of quarterbacks in Done Deal.
no.
Whatever.
But the thing is, the reason why is I know it's ugly. But the thing is, in done deal, and I told it to Andy, and Andy it clicked in Andy from game one because we did a couple scrimmages and we were still understanding it. But it clicked with Andy in game one. It's you have to pick on the mismatches. And now, hopefully with JD, Lewis is that mismatch. No one can cover Lewis. No one in Dundee can cover Lewis. I think Lewis.
There's not many people in the country that can cover Lewis.
No, the thing is, I think Lewis is super underrated. Even though everyone thinks he's an amazing receiver, I still think he's underrated nationally. And
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best players. JD's a gunslinger, and he's a very accurate gunslinger. So I think that I know we're not talking about the gambling aspect, but Lewis at $8 in Dundee is ridiculous. He was $8 in Dundee. I picked him up in both of I paid $20. I did two Dunduels. I picked him up in both of them. The fact that he's $8 was ridiculous to me. That being said, this game particularly, they have no Mo. Bucks have no Mo. Dax is back in the team because the trade didn't go through. So
Right.
you have Dax, you have Willie, you have Mendoza, and who?
Fernie.
And Fernie. No, they're not winning a game. As much as I like that team, Mendoza is going to have to play defense. Yeah, they're not winning a game. I think the Raiders, they start off the week really, really well.
And they get
You know?
ball first. Raiders get the ball first.
Yeah, I don't. Raiders can give the ball to the Bucks 3 times in a row before they touch the ball, and I still don't think that they're going to win. Why? It's not a knock. It's not a knock on the Bucks. It's just the fact that Willie's super rusty at playing quarterback, and you have to have a certain formula or game plan to be a good quarterback in Dundee. And I don't think they have it. Hopefully, Willie proves me wrong. I'm super high on Willie as a player. I think he not only do I think he's a super cool guy, I like him a lot. I think that he's a really good player. He doesn't make a lot of mental mistakes, and that's something that's very important. Done deal. And I think Dak's a good player. As much as I troll him, I think he's a good player. But I think the Raiders come out feeling good, come out invigorated. Julian, people were saying that he's not that good anymore. That he should know his lane. That he's a tier 3. To not think about tier 2, and he's gonna be like no te creo, and he's gonna go at it. And I have the Raiders winning 4-1.
Yeah, me too. I got 4-1. And another thing that like you said, and I'm just gonna highlight it. You said effective gunslinger. The best thing JD does is throw a post, throw a bomb, and like yeah, Lewis could run routes, but yeah, just
Yeah, JD should never call a play.
yeah.
No, no,
I've
nope,
never been
nope.
out with him, so I've
Look,
said this before.
I'll tell you right now, and I love JD. JD's one of my boys. I hang out with him. I've hung out with him plenty of times outside of Dundee, and he knows that it's not personal. Um, but when you run 3 bunch and run 3 hitches in bunch, you don't know how to call plays in flag football. Think about it: 3 bunch, hitch, hitch, hitch. Yeah, you don't know how to call plays in flag football. That's not to say that he doesn't have any good plays. He may have a couple good plays up his sleeve, but when you're calling something like that, you don't understand the aspects to create movement down the field in football. And that's one thing that really shocked me with Andy. And I know I'm coming back with the Vikings, so I'll bookmark that. But it will be something that I talk about when we come back to our next game. But yeah, let's go to the next set.
8:45 games. First game, great game. Dolphins Ravens. This is I haven't. I'm just gonna do a quick scan over.
We have San Francisco Bills first, I think, but whatever, it's fine. We can go.
Oh yeah, no, oh wait, what? 8:45, right? Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, whatever. We're already talking about this game. I would say this is probably my second favorite game this week.
Okay, yeah, I would say this is my probably one of my top 5 too. I think that it's really, really good game. I think that Eddie, Eddie, I'm glad we're talking about Eddie. Look, this guy gets so much flack, and people call him an asshole, and people are like a piece of shit or whatever. Like people say some weird things about Eddie. That guy could not be a nicer person. I have hung out with him outside. I went to Vegas with him. This guy, is he a good safety? I don't think so in Top Gun. Is he a good safety in Done Deal? Absolutely.
I mean,
Is he?
I was probably the worst defender last year in done deal.
And you still did great.
Yeah.
And you still did great. You know, you had a shit ton of picks. You picked me off. That's not saying much, but you picked me off. Um, but look, at the end of the day, I think Eddie's a phenomenal player, and the vitriol that he's getting because of the Dolphins shenanigans or whatever. Every captain does this. Every captain subterfuges. Every captain is talking to other teams, trying to get better players, trying to improve, trying to shark. Every captain does this. I did it. I have always, and even Jones said it in the hot seat. You have to snake in this league to try to figure out and get the best players. The fact that Eddie is just trying to get players and stuff like that, and then all these captains flaming him for it, I think it's ridiculous. Like I think he's even if his whole team hates him, which I don't think so. I think that CP is an awesome guy. I don't think he's capable of hating anybody. Julio's obviously on his boy, so Julio James, he's like part of that group that just listens to whatever Jones says. But I don't think Eddie and him have any problems. But at the end of the day, they have a great team if they stick together, and I think that that team makes it to the semifinals. And who knows what happens there? Because Eddie is built for done deal.
Well,
Eddie
I will say this about their future. Eddie's missing week 4.
doesn't matter. They'll make the playoffs either way. It's all about playoffs here. Jordan has missed 1 week every season that he's been in done deal, and he still made the playoffs each time. It's all about making the playoffs. If you can make the playoffs, it's anybody's game. It doesn't matter because it's single elimination now. Before it was
playoffs. I just don't know like at what seed they're gonna be.
no man. I think they make the playoffs. I don't think it's gonna matter. And look, man, I I think Berra had a great week 1 going to them. I think Berra balled out, but you know Berra. He has days where he looks like fucking Peyton Manning, and then there's days that he looks like Dan Orlovsky. So you just don't know which Berra you're getting. If you get playoff P for an entire season, which I think is not going to happen, this team is scary. Chris D is a monster right next to Lewis, and Paulie is a beast too. and Suazo is really good also. I think he's a great player as well.
I think
But
they're the best on paper offensive team in the league because Chris D and Paulie playing next to each other is phenomenal. I think they complement each other very well. 2 great route runners. Chris is obviously better down the field. Paulie is obviously better after the catch. Just different stuff like that. I think offensively the Ravens are great. And then for the Dolphins, just like you said, Eddie's one of my favorite people. I talk to Eddie all the time. Fucking doing anything well with Eddie. Like
bro,
I'm with,
that guy's great, man.
yeah,
Super nice guy.
and I think Eddie's a hell of a player. And I think this game's gonna be one of the, like I said, one of the better games this week.
Look, if playoff P comes in, they lose 4-3. If not playoff P comes in, they lose 4-2. I think that Eddie's firepower. Actually, no, Ravens got the ball first. I still pick Eddie to win. I think it's a 4-3 game. I think it's a close game. But look, I'm not sold completely on the Ravens. Why? Because I'm not sold on Perra's defense. They haven't found a team yet that's gonna focus and look at their mismatch, that fact that Perra's playing defense and exploit it. They haven't had a team yet that does that. Look, you push, and I know this is kind of giving away a game plan, but let's say hypothetically against Eddie, right? You'll have CP, you'll have Julio, you'll have James. Who's the other guy?
Jose and G. Jose and G is the rest of his team.
Jose and G. Okay. You have G solo with Perra. You put you put 2 tight. You have G on the outside. You run a dart and a 10 and out, or whatever, a hitch and a 10 and out, whatever. Just take it away, and you just run G on a straight go. I don't care how old he is. He could be 50 years old. He's still gonna burn Perra. No offense to Perra. He's still gonna burn Perra. You can take that away. If Chris D literally wants to cheat every single time to go help Perra, then that little's naked every single play. So as a quarterback, and Eddie's a great quarterback, you'll read that. You'll see Perra's one-on-one. No, Chris Dominguez is cheating. All right, hit the middle. Hit
I
the
have a
middle.
question because I know you're close with him. Is CP playing this week?
Yeah, he's playing. He's healthy. He's 100%. He's feeling better now than he was feeling prior to week one. Uh, Jose Martinez. I mean, I haven't gone to him personally, but everybody's raving about this guy. I don't know what he's doing to these players. I saw that video with Gabe that he's walking already
Yeah.
after having babe seriously after having surgery 4 weeks ago on his ACL. He's not bench pressing. What is it? Deadlift?
He's doing RDLs.
Whatever an RDL is. Deadlifts. Yeah, that's deadlifts.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. What's it called? Deadlift, right?
Yeah, it's a form of it. Yes.
The DL stands for deadlift.
Yeah, I think so. I know it's RDLs.
Okay, whatever. The point is, he was grabbing the bell, and they're with like 4 weeks into knee surgery. Yeah, this guy is a guru. If I ever tear anything, hopefully I never do, I'm straight up going to Jose. But yeah, seriously, but I'll straight up go to Jose. This guy is apparently making work.
So,
And
what do you got? 4-3, 4-3.
4-3. I have 4-3 Eddie. I have 4-3 Eddie. I think Eddie wins. I think that Berra cannot sustain the play that he did the week one. I hope I'm proven wrong because I think Berra is the type of person that plays well with a chip on his shoulder. So I hope I'm proven wrong, but I don't think so. I've been disappointed way too many times with Berra.
4-3 Ravens. 2 factors. Ravens
All right.
gonna go first. I don't know how the Dolphins are gonna match up to the Ravens.
Yeah, I can see that. It's tough, and Julio. Oh man, I just forgot the Julio and Chris D narrative,
Oh yeah.
dude. This is gonna be a good one, man.
Yeah. So okay. If Chris D gets covered by Julio, that's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to put Eddie on Chris or Julio on Paulie or vice versa, and there's gonna be a mismatch somewhere.
Look, I said this in the Done Deal chat today. Any of the effective teams does not play man. They play man in spurts. They'll play man 1 or 2 plays in a row, but at the end of the day, it's a zone where first man to you stick, where you play back until someone runs a post to you. You play a 2 or a 1. There's no such thing as manning up. So it happened. I was talking to Dax today, and he was saying how I'm getting covered by tier 4s and tier 3s. That's not true. If you can ask any of the captains that I was playing against, at the end of the day, if the captain's playing safety and you're running certain routes, the captain's covering you.
Yep, I agree
So
with that.
that being said, I think Eddie versus Chris D is going to be the more common matchup as opposed to Chris D versus Julio.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Is it going to happen? Yeah, I think there's going to be times where Julio's going to get matched up on Chris D. Although I wouldn't advise that. I would tell Eddie, hey, get the fuck over to Chris D. Let Julio cover Eddie.
Then you have Julio covering Paulie.
Paulie, yes, Julio covering Paulie. By the way, Paulie made one of the best catches I have seen in a long, long time. That deep slant that he caught to win the game against CC's team.
Yeah, it was such a really bad SI.
Dude, it's just the way he used his body to catch that ball.
He's an animal.
Yeah, it was really, really nice. It was really, really nice. But
I got 4-3 Ravens. You got 4-3 Dolphins.
It all depends on Perra. Yeah, it all depends on Perra. Pero yeah, let's go to the next one because we're kind of dwelling on these for a little bit.
49ers.
Bills 49ers. I got this is the battle of 2 garbage teams. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of having 2 tier 5s. I think having 2 tier 5s puts you in a terrible predicament.
I agree.
So for them, it's just a regular game because they both teams have 2 tier 5s. Yep. It's all a matter of who has better top 3 talent. So the top 3 talent for San Francisco is Chris J, Dusty, Jordan. The top 3 talent for Bills is JR, Brett, Baca. I think Baca is a better QB. I think the Bills win, and the Bills have the ball first. I like Jordan. I like Dusty. I'm not high on Chris J. I don't think Chris J is tier 2 worthy. I think he's a solid tier 3, tier 4 player. I'm not a fan of him getting drafted tier 2. And like I said, I sound like Stephen A. Smith, but he's a dear friend of mine. But I'm just not a fan of him as a tier 2. I think I think they reached for him. I think Jordan panicked, and he could have gotten better options. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs either, even though I think they started last week 2-2, and we play them this week, so he might make me eat my words, but we'll see. I think Bills win 4-2. I like Baca at quarterback. I think Baca is a great quarterback.
I'm good with the score. I'm good with your reasoning that the top three the Bills is better than the 49ers. Next game.
Yeah, man. And I'm sorry that we cut it short with you guys. It's just that neither of these teams are interesting. No offense to you guys. I love you. I love Baca. I love Jordan. I love Dusty. I love Brett, one of my oldest friends. I've known Brett since I was 5 years old. Um, but sorry, guys. I mean, I don't. I'm not invested in teams that have two tier fives. I think it's an atrocious idea. No one has made that work yet. It's really tough. It's good on paper when you have
Joe made it work last year.
What?
Joe made it work last season.
Alec is essentially a tier four. Alec
But-
is essentially a tier four. He had Enzo. He had Enzo. He had
Brother.
JR. Um, at the end of the day, it's good on paper.
I don't
The
think either
moment
of these teams are horrible. I'm gonna put that. Sorry to cut you off. I don't think either of these teams are horrible. I just think this game, the reasoning and logic were perfect, and we need to start hurrying up with Tad. So.
No, I got you. At the end of the day, look, they don't realize it, but when the captain leaves and you have Dusty, Chris J, two tier fives, it's really tough. When you have JR, Brett, and two tier fives, it's really tough. Let's continue.
Great game here. Cardinals Seahawks.
Um, Cardinals is CC, right?
CC. Yep.
I don't think this is a great game. I think that the Cardinals, although we tied them last week, I'm not too high. I'm still not high on Matt. I don't think that Matt is a winning quarterback in done deal. I think that he's a great guy off the field. I've spoken to him plenty of times, and it's not, again, anything that I say is not an insult to any of the players directly, like on a personal level, but I don't think that Matt has the proper play calling. I think that if he's rushed really like aggressively, he doesn't have like the wherewithal to make proper reads. And I think that Beaky and Devin, as Top Gun players in flag football, are going to win. Even though they're only playing four men, but they played with four men last time. I think they're going to
win. So what do you have for score wise? 4-2, 4-3?
4-3. 4-2, 4-2. I have Seahawks winning 4-2.
So I like this game a lot because the fact that I think this is what the Seahawks are going to cause problems for the Cardinals is that the handoff game kills in done deal.
Yep.
And from the videos I saw, again, Beaky and Devin did this great. And I think Beaky is also best when he's not playing quarterback and the ball's in his hands and he becomes a runner.
Yep.
That's when he's at his best and he could be Beaky. There's no other way to put it. I have the Seahawks 4-3, but will say this. I think the Cardinals keep it close because I like the Cardinals' offensive depth, but I think defensively they struggle a little bit to be desired.
Look, at the end of the day, I hope Beaky doesn't kill me for this or take away my my pension plan because I'm doing my pension plan with him. I think Beaky is at his best when he's a throwback guy. I am not a huge fan of Beaky as a full-time quarterback. He can't prove me wrong. Bro, he's still young. At quarterback age, he's basically a baby. He's 30 years old. He's not. I know some quarterbacks are groomed like you since you were like 10, but at the end of the day, Beaky is still young as a quarterback, and he's still learning and he's growing. Even at 30 years old, you still grow as a flag football player, as a human, really. But I think when he has the ball in his hands and he also has the ability to run and make players miss, which is perfect for a throwback person, he shines. And we've seen it here in week 1 when Devin gets the ball and gives it to Beaky, and Beaky has the option to run or to chooch that ball. He's a very accurate quarterback. I think he has a very great arm. He has great instincts. So I think that, Seahawks are going to continue doing great even with 4 players. Any smart team would pick on Manny Sardinas. Now, that being said, I don't think that the Cardinals are inherently a smart team. I think that Matt is a solid player at tier 3, tier 4. But CC is going to be covered by Peaky traditionally, and hopefully they could take care of that They can take advantage of that mismatch where Manny is rushing Matt and they use a lot of handoff. If they use a lot of handoffs, I can see the Cardinals winning, but I don't think that they're going to exploit that mismatch. I think that Seahawks are going to win, especially considering they had the ball first. So let's go.
Seahawks 4-3. Yep.
Yep, Seahawks 4-3.
The next game, Steelers at Jets. We already covered both these teams, so I got Give me Steelers for 4-2 again. Give me Steelers 4-2.
I've got the Steelers 4-2. I don't think there's anyone. Like I said, Joan has 3s and 4s. I think that he's going to exploit mismatches. Now that he has my brother, who is like a borderline tier 2, tier 3, he's going to use that to his advantage. He has Ernie still, who's one of my favorite players in Done Deal.
One of the better, if not best, tier 3s.
Dude, he's a tryhard. If you have tryhards on your team, you're going to win more games than lose games. And my brother's a tryhard. Ernie's a tryhard. I'm super high on this team. I think that the Steelers are great. I think that they win easily against the Jets. I think it's going to be a 4-2 battle.
Yep. Next game, 9:30 slate. Bucks at Ravens.
I already told you. I don't think that the Bucks are winning any. I don't think the Bucks are winning any games. I haven't looked at the entire schedule. I think Berra.
Ravens.
Yeah, but the Bucks. I don't think they're going to win any games. I think that the Ravens, after losing versus the Dolphins, are going to come back hard, and they're going to win 4-2 or 4-1 against the Bucks.
Yep. Okay. Oh, and we're just adding to the fact the team playing the Bucks can sub freely. So on offense, you have to. So now it's going to be Paulie, Chris D, and Swazo in at all times. That's central.
It's great. It's perfect. It's just about cardio if they can last.
Yep. Seahawks at Bills.
I told you, tier 5 teams I'm not a fan of unless they're matching up against each other. I'm never probably going to pick. They're going to do upsets for sure. Any team with 2 tier 5s is going to have upsets, but I'm not high on.
I'm going to pick the Bills here because of the logic you just gave me. Tier 5 teams don't do great. They technically only have to play 1 tier 5 on defense because James is out.
True. I actually forgot about that. So
now you have Baca, Brett, and JR in at all times. That's great. That's all you can ask for.
You're right. And you know what? I may recant my statement. You made a valid point, and they get ball first. I'm just looking at that now. Yeah. You know what?
4-3. Bills 4-3.
I could see it. Yeah, I like it. Bills 3-2. I have Bills 3-2. I don't think it's gonna be a 4-3 game.
3-2 games. I hate it. I remember last.
That's when I don't respect the That's when I don't respect the offense. When I don't respect the offense, I'm still not high on the fact that after he has the beauty of having Brett and JR, all of a sudden he has Brett and Albert and Roger, and then it's just like you need a lot to be desired because the defense is focusing on Brett, focusing on JR, and the 2 tier 5s. It's a struggle.
All right, so this is probably my third favorite game of the week. The first game of the 9:30 games. Second game of the 9:30. I'm sorry. Ignore that.
Third. But it's fine.
Dolphins at Vikings. I think this is a great game.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one to call. Look, I was mentioning it, and I told you to bookmark it. One of the things that's really surprised me with Andy is the fact that he can read how a game is going and pick on like a certain mismatch that's happening. There was a time last week, I forgot what game it was, that we gave the handoff to Timmy 3 times in a row. Why? Because the rusher was slow and Timmy's going to make the miss. And at the end of the day, Eddie's team, I don't think they have a lot of mismatches that you can really focus on. But I think that it's going to be a really good game. We scrimmaged them and we got the break speed off of us. But I don't think that that's going to be what happens. And I think that we're going to win 4-3, but it's either way. I still think that the Dolphins can win. I won't be surprised if they do beat us. I have high respect for Eddie's team.
Eddie 4-3. I think I said he dropped. Yeah, he drops the first game. I think Eddie's gonna have a fire under his ass. I got the Dolphins 4-3.
Yeah, man. All right. So next game we have Rams at Cardinals. I told you I love the Rams. Are a top 3 team to me.
I'm gonna have an upset pick. I'm picking the Cardinals.
No, I disagree. Not with Nico there. They went 3-1 without Nico. The fact that they have Nico now, I think that they don't. I think that they either go 3-1 again or they don't lose the game.
I think the Cardinals went 3-1, but I don't remember. And I actually don't. Like I said, I don't minus Cardinals team. I think they have great offensive firepower. They have some desire to be left on defense, and I think they win this game. I think actually it goes 4-2 Cardinals. I think it's technically an upset, but I think CC plays good this game. I think Albert's great. I've heard things about Rafa. I think they have a really good game, and they beat the Rams 4-3.
Oh, let's see. Time will tell, man. All right, so next slate of games, we've got Raiders at Titans. This is actually gonna be a good game. I think this game is literally a toss-up. It all depends on how PD plays. I think that PD finally wins his first game in Done Deal history on April 3rd, 2021 at 10:15 a.m. He finally wins.
I'm going to disagree. PD still winless. And the Raiders win 4-3. And this is a great game. Like you said, there's going to be a back and forth game. And I think it honestly comes down to PD's hand. If PD could throw the ball, like you said, it could very well be an upset. I wouldn't be surprised, but time will only tell. And as of right now, I love JD throwing the ball to one of the lower tiers with Jules and Lewis. I love that offense. Defense will get a stop, and I got the Raiders.
Nice, man. All right, so San Francisco Falcons. This has a shit fest written all over it. I told you I'm not a big fan of San Francisco, but at the end of the day, I think that having Dusty and Jordan is a better. It's better, especially now that they're only playing with 4 people and they can't rotate. They can rotate freely. I think that having Dusty and Jordan is a better combo than Marsh and Kareem, and I think that San Francisco wins 4-2.
Yep, I'm good with all that. Next game, Jets Bucks.
Jets Bucks. That one's easy. That's Jets. I think the Jets win. I don't think. Honestly, I've never seen Woody throw, so it's highly dependent on what.
So we have never seen him throw.
Yeah, so it's a huge anomaly. So I'm picking Jets. I think that the Jets win the game. I think that Drew with his riff-raff offense with Ray and Alpha and Enzo makes it work.
I got them 4-2.
Yeah, 4-2 sounds good.
All right, game of the week: Steelers at Ravens. For me,
nah, that's not game of the week for me. I think that the Steelers are going to struggle early, and they'll be down like 2-1, 2-0. And at the end of the day, I feel that the Steelers are going to pull it out and they're going to win. And I have Steelers winning this game, especially considering that Jones going to hear this. He's going to hear that I have him losing his first game to the Falcons. And apparently, for some reason, Joan, when the pick'ems are against him, balls out. So I think that Joan wins this one 4-3.
Yep, me too. I got them 4-3.
Nice.
And, Berra gets the ball first and everything like that. But
yeah, it doesn't matter.
I think Joan just needs one stop, even though this is a big thing. The Ravens, oh God, the Ravens could sub freely.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
Oh
God, I don't think it matters. At the end of the day, you still have better playing defense.
Give me Joan 4-3.
Yeah, I still have Joan 4-3. At the end of the day, you still have better playing defense, and that's a mismatch every single time. You could have George Ramos running a post, and it's a mismatch against Berra.
Jesus. Okay.
I love you, Berra.
11 o'clock games. Titans at Cardinals.
No. I think Matt and CC win. I don't think Titans win this one.
Now, this is when I have to pick an upset pick here. I think PD gets his first win here, and he beats CC.
Nah, he has a better chance against the Raiders. I don't think that he beats the Cardinals. Cardinals get the ball first. They have their full squad. I think Rafa is going to be back. He's going to be playing with like a mask or something like that. I think
Titans actually match up well.
Man, that Rafa guy is a really good rusher. He's not a bad rusher. I'm really high on him. He sacked Andy a couple times, although Andy isn't mobile. It's not saying a lot, but he led the league in sacks in week 1. He's a very solid player.
This is contingent on PD being able to throw okay. I'll take the Titans 4-3.
Yeah, I'll talk to PD later on tonight. I literally been speaking to him like every night, and we'll see how his hand is doing. And then maybe it changes, but it's not looking likely, man. I think that the Cardinals win. All right, next game.
49ers Vikings.
Look, this is when I'm gonna talk shit.
Jordan's
Uh,
never done deal.
I don't. This is Jordan and done deal. There's three things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and me beating the brakes off Jordan and done deal. I love Jordan. That guy's one of my closest boys. He's like I hang out with him outside of done deal, and man, one of these days he is gonna beat me. Eventually, one of these days he is gonna beat me, and I'm not gonna hear the end of it. But I don't think it's this day because at the end of it, I think man having George and Jesus on defense at the same time is so rough.
The Cardinals.
Hmm?
I thought Jesus was on the Cardinals.
No, it's George and Jesus on. Let me double check. I'm like 100% sure that it's George.
I thought the meme was from the Cardinals Ravens game when Paulie caught the touchdown.
Ah, yeah, you're right. Wait, so who is it? It's George?
I have no idea.
I'll tell you right now. I'm looking at it right now. It's George. It is George and oh wow, I completely forgot. It's Angel. It's George and Angel.
I've never seen him play, so I can't.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, he has really sure hands. Like he catches really well, but he runs like a RoboCop because he literally has no knees. Yeah, it's really rough. But like I said, when you have Angel, you have George, and then you have Chris J, and then someone else, Dusty or Jordan interchangeably. I don't like their chances. I think that it's gonna be a 4-2, 4-3 game. But like like one of those 4-3 games where it's not even close. It just happened to be 4-3.
Yeah, like every team scores each time, and
yeah, exactly. That's what I think it's gonna be. And I'm just not high. I'm just not high on this team.
4-2. Think you guys 4-2.
All right, I'll take it.
Okay.
All right.
Falcons. Falcons.
We don't have to worry about this game. This is an Eddie game written all over it.
I think 4-0.
I told you. I think the Falcons still do terrible. I just think that they pull out one game. I don't think they go winless. I think they pull out one game, and I think that one game is going to be against the Steelers.
And I have them win. So Eddie.
There you go.
4-0. Bills at Ravens.
Rams.
Bills at Rams. I'm sorry.
Rams. The Rams have the best four defensively and offensively, in my opinion. I think having Nico, bro. I think no. I like my Vikings team. Don't get me wrong. I think that me, Timmy, and Pat as a three-headed monster is great. What do we lack though? We lack speed. We don't have speed. We don't have someone that can beat the brakes off, blow the top off the defense.
What about the Ravens?
They have the best two. They have the best duo in done deal. I like Suazo, whatever. I don't even know what his real name is. I gotta find out his real name.
Jonathan.
What?
It's Jonathan.
Jonathan. So they have Jonathan. I don't think they're the best three-headed monster. I think the best three-headed monster is, in my personal opinion, Vikings. Although people don't think that I'm a good receiver, that's fine. I'll keep playing and being effective. But I think that I think the Rams have a really good three-headed monster. Not because I think Forrest is better than me, because I don't. I think Forrest is not that good. But the thing is his speed, and you still have to respect that speed. You can't just leave him out open down the field. And that's where I think when you're playing a team like the Bills, where you have two tier fives, comes into play. I have 4-2.
Yep, me too. Good.
All right.
Rams.
Rams.
Keep on mixing that up. Seahawks at Raiders.
Seahawks. Ooh, actually, this is a good game. This is a toss-up to me, honestly. This is a big toss-up to me. But I'm gonna pick Seahawks because I won't ever count. I love Beaky, and I think Beaky is a phenomenal player, and I love Devin. And like I told you, when you have two Top Gun players compared to only one Top Gun player in Lewis, I think that the benefit goes to the Seahawks here. And
ball first, they get sub freely.
No, they sub freely with who? They sub freely with who? They have Julian, JD, Lewis.
They never have to sub off the field, is what I'm saying. Those three.
It doesn't matter because I think Nick, and the other dude are interchangeable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You have one of them on Manny S or something. Yeah, they don't have a rusher.
They
Oof.
don't have a rusher. So when you're doing those handoffs, it's a very much different story. Yeah, you could use a Charger. That's fine.
And when I say they don't have a rusher, it's not like I don't think any of them could rush. Is that I think this year, if you don't have you, Timmy,
Ernie.
Ernie,
Yeah,
and
bro, Rafa. I'm telling you, Rafa is legit.
Paulie. Okay, yeah, those five.
Um,
Those five. I'm gonna take your word on it.
and Sozo is now no slouch at rusher either. I
I'm
like
saying
him a lot.
guys that rush like
I
typically
get you. I get you. I get you. I get you. No, yeah.
guys to affect the handoff game. I think you got to.
No, yeah. You need Timmy. There's only three. There's only three rushers here that can effectively rush the handoff game.
When
Obviously, not.
Paulie's rushing Paul.
Well, yeah, but Paulie doesn't rush.
Right, when he wants to. But yeah.
So can Paulie rush? I don't know him well enough.
Very
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. So you have Ernie, me, and Timmy. That's it.
I agree.
And two of them are in one team. So. All right,
So,
next game. I have
I got 4-3 Seahawks.
Yeah, I agree.
Bills Dolphins.
Eddie wins. Well, I'll bring her. Eddie wins.
4-2. I'll take Eddie 4-2.
Yeah, Eddie 4-2, and then come here. Say hello.
I'm highly allergic to cats.
Yeah, but don't worry, it's on the screen.
I got Eddie 4-2. 49ers Ravens. I got the Ravens 4-1.
49ers Ravens. Nope. You know what? I think the San Francisco 49ers pull the upset here. I have the 49ers winning 4-3.
I got 4-1 the Ravens.
I don't think that the 49ers going winless, and I can't put them winless. I think that they win at least one game. Although I'm not a big fan of their team. I think they win one game, and I think you have non-playoff P come into this game.
Just we'll see. I mean, right now, I'll give the 49ers 4-2 because I like Jordan, but that's about it. 4-2.
Yeah. All right.
Vikings at Rams is a great game.
Yeah, this is my game of the week, but I'm biased, obviously. I think that the Rams beat us 4-3. I don't think I'm not going to count ourselves out. I just want to be realistic in regards to I don't think that we're going to go 4-0. It's really hard to go 4-0 in Dundee. It was hard to go 3-0. Now that it's now it's a 4-game week. It's really hard to go 4-0. Only one team did it last week. I think that we match up well against them. I like our chances against the Rams, but at the end of the day, their defense. I'm really high on their defense, so we'll see. We'll see what happens, but I think it's 4-3 either way. But just so that we can be the underdog, I'll put us losing that game.
You guys 4-2.
Ooh, nice. All right, I respect it. All right, so let's get the last slate of games. It's the 12:30 games. We got Seahawks, Falcons.
I think it's a blowout.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Seahawks win. They just have too much they just have too much flag football experience. But man, Falcons have speed though. Falcons have speed. Man, this is a tough one. Although
I didn't think about that. The matchup problem might be something.
There might be a matchup problem there. Yes, that's what I think. There might be a matchup problem there. They're both playing Iron Man. It's the last game of the week. Man, I don't even want to touch this game, but I think Seahawks win just because of experience alone.
Yeah, I'll take the Seahawks 4-2. I just didn't think about the fact that they only have 4.
Yeah, they both playing Iron Man. And I don't know. It's tough. Devin can't cover Marshall or Kareem, so it's gonna be tough. All right, we'll see. So Raiders, Steelers. Steelers.
Yeah,
I think John wins.
A way where I could figure out an upset, but I can't.
Yeah, no. At the end of the day, I don't think JD's ever beat Joan in Dundee. And historically speaking, it's been 2 seasons. I think he's lost every time that he's played against Joan. And I don't think it's going to change anytime soon.
Yep. Okay, I'm good with that. 4-2 Steelers.
We got Titans and Bucks. This is the battle. This is a very, very interesting game. I'm gonna go with my boy Petey over Dax.
I'm gonna go with Petey too.
I think Petey goes 2-2 this week, and I think that he finally not only wins one game but 2 games. I'm not a big fan of the Bucks right now, especially considering that they don't have their captain. So I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Yep, I'm good with that. Four. I got four. I'm gonna stay with the theme. I'll take 4-1 Titans.
Yeah.
And then the last game, CC versus Drew.
I like the go ahead.
Jets versus Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cardinals here, and I love seeing CC and Drew play against each other. It's great.
Yeah, it's great.
And the reason I think it's gonna be 4-3. I think this is gonna be a great game. And the reason why I'm taking it is because I think that that defense comes up to play. Albert has a great game against the Jets, and that once upon a time, Drew was one of the best corners. And like you said, Drew's one of the best corners you ever played with and all that stuff. Right now, I think CC's very, very good, and I just think that's going to be a problem. So I got the Cardinals 4-3, and they got the ball first.
No, look, for all the things that I think of Drew outside of football, because he's kind of a dick, I can still acknowledge that guy is a great football player.
Yeah.
And even now, he's lost weight a little bit. I don't know if you've seen him recently. He's lost a little bit of weight. He's finally getting rid of the dad bod. You know, he had the dad bod fever. I think that the Jets are a gritty team. I would never count out a team that has Ray Martinez. I know that he talks a lot of shit and he's really obnoxious. But I know how people can be obnoxious. I've known Ray since I was 5 as well. I've known Ray and Brett together for many, many years. He's a difference maker, man. And the fact that Enzo, although I've trolled him a few times, I think Enzo's a great defender. And you have Drew. Yeah. I think you have Drew and Enzo. I think that's one of the top 4 defenses in the league at the end of the day. And then you have Alpha blowing the top off people. Ray doesn't miss flags. You have Ray that can catch everything that's thrown to him for the most part. It all depends on Drew. Like we spoke about the first game. I think that the Jets go 3-1, 2-2 this week. I really do think so. And I think that they make the playoffs. It's just going to largely depend on
Drew's quarterback play.
Enzo's health, Enzo's fitness.
So I'm going to take the Cardinals, and I forgot one reason. We talked about this. We briefly touched about it with the Seahawks. The handoff game kills, and Matt actually doesn't run it horribly. And I think Marin's going to struggle a little bit with it, and I think it's going to cause some problems for that defense.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can see it. Yeah, exactly. Because Drew will pick apart that. Not he won't pick it apart. He won't pick it apart. I just accidentally opened the video game up. My bad.
You're good.
Wait, hold up. Let me exit this. I don't think Drew picks it apart because I don't think Drew's that type of player. But I do think that he would exploit it in key moments. Like there'll be a time that he just stumbles upon having the good handoff option and him breaking Chris Marin and taking it for 20 yards, something like that. That sets him up for a good position to score later on. Ray played really well last week and 2 weeks ago. And I think that he's going to be the difference maker in this game. I have the Jets winning 4-2.
I'll take Cardinals 4-3.
All right. Sounds good, man. Yeah, man. I'm gonna set it up on an Excel spreadsheet. I'm gonna send it on the group chat and then we'll get started. At the end of the day, look, I think that there's 6 teams that are clear to make the playoffs, in my opinion, right now as it stands. Everything can change in week 2. Trades can happen, stuff like that. I think that it's going to be Vikings, Steelers, Ravens, as much as it pains me to say it, Seahawks, Dolphins, and Rams. I think those are the clear top 6 best teams. Do I think that there's other teams that can creep in? I think actually the top 8 make it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Is it top 8?
I'm almost positive it's top 8.
Then the bubble to me is going to be Cardinals, Jets, Bills, San Francisco. Those are going to be the bubble teams.
Raiders now.
No, I'm not high on the Raiders. Okay. I'm not high on the Raiders. Just defensively, it's going to be tough for them defensively.
I agree with that. That I will agree with.
I'll never count out Lewis. That's how good of a player he is. But defensively, it's going to be really tough. But yeah, man, it was a pleasure doing this, and hopefully we can do it next week, man. But I'm going to record it. I'm going to stop recording it, set it up, and I'll send you the proof afterwards. All right, buddy?
Awesome. Love talking to you, Kev.
All right, man. Likewise. Take care.
All right. Yep.
All right, bye.